Dear Starseed, something inside you has been moving quietly toward this moment for longer than you know. Not by chance, not by habit, but by something deeper, something that has been pulling you forward, like a tide returning to the shore it never forgot. I am Tyron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and what I carry for you today is not a warning, not a lesson. It is a recognition. The Source has seen what you have done, what you have chosen, what you have finally allowed yourself to become, and the word that comes through the waters of Sirius, carried across every layer of light between there and here, is this. Congratulations. By the end of this message, you will understand exactly what you did, why it mattered more than you realize, and why the Source has been waiting a long time for this particular soul, you, to finally cross this threshold. There is a moment every Sirian starseed reaches, quietly, without fanfare, sometimes without even noticing, a moment where something that was long resisted is finally released, a moment where the soul stops arguing with itself and simply says yes. Yes to its own worth, yes to its own path, yes to the life it came here to live. That moment changes everything beneath the surface, even when the surface still looks the same. Like still water that has just shifted its current, the change is real before it is visible. You crossed that threshold. The Source felt it, and the response that came back through the deep waters of Sirius was not silence. It was recognition. It was warmth. It was the word that starseeds rarely let themselves receive. Well done. You did not find this message by accident. Your soul carried you here because some part of you needed to hear it confirmed, needed to feel that what you did was witnessed, that it was real, that it counted. It did. You are seen. You are known. And you are being met exactly where you are. Stay with me through this transmission. What comes next will help you understand the full depth of what just opened for you. And I am grateful you are here with me now. That feeling you're carrying right now, the one that has no clean name, somewhere between relief and grief, and something that might be joy if you let yourself believe it, that is not random, that is recognition. Something inside you just heard something it has been waiting a very long time to hear. And before your mind tries to talk you out of it, before the familiar voice of doubt rises up to explain it away, I want you to stay with this moment just a little longer, because what is happening in you right now is not small. It is the whisper of the divine, confirming an ancient truth within your very soul. You have been waiting. Not in the passive way of someone sitting by a window, watching for rain, idly counting the drops. You have been waiting the way a mighty river waits to meet the boundless sea, moving the whole time, an unstoppable force carving its way through the unyielding stone of challenges, the echoing silence of unanswered prayers, and the vast expanse of years where the destination was shrouded in mist. You navigated this journey without once stopping your forward momentum, without once truly giving up the deep-seated knowing that there was more. Even in the moments when the weight of the world convinced you that you had surrendered, that you were lost at sea, even in the seasons when you moved through the prescribed motions of a life that never quite fit, as if wearing a beautifully tailored suit that belonged to someone else. Beneath the surface, something vast and unnameable pulsed with life, an internal compass yearning for its true north. That something was not confusion, it was the profound clarity of a soul out of alignment with its earthly constraints. It was not weakness, but the resilient strength of a spirit tested and tempered by the fires of existence. It was not merely the lingering residue of old wounds, though you have indeed carried those heavy burdens too, like stones gathered in a satchel. What moved and stirred underneath all of it was a knowing, ancient as the stars and coded within your very DNA, patient beyond the comprehension of mortal time, waiting for the precise moment when you would finally be still enough to listen, or broken enough to admit you needed a different path, or brave enough to finally hear its resonant call. and you did. That is why you are here, drawn to this exact frequency, at this precise moment. You answered the silent summons. Some healing doesn't arrive through the logical pathways of words or the dissection of the mind. It arrives through the primal, elemental power of water. If something profound stirred within you just now, a tremor in the depths of your being, you may be ready to receive the Sirian water codes. This powerful guide carries sacred techniques, not invented, but channeled directly from the pristine, crystalline waters of Sirius. Within its pages, you will find clearing baths infused with cosmic intention, potent breathing practices designed to purify your energetic field, sound activations that resonate with the very frequencies of creation, and protection rituals specifically crafted for starseeds who have always felt an inexplicable magnetic pull toward the ocean, the ultimate symbol of boundless consciousness. The link to this transformative guide is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. But this sacred invitation is only available for a limited time, like a rare celestial alignment. Most starseeds don't feel lost because they lack purpose. They feel lost because they carry too much of it, a divine abundance of potential that the ordinary vessels of this world cannot contain. The knowing inside you has always been too vast, too luminous, too wide for the narrow containers this world offered. The rigid structures of education systems, the predictable templates of relationships, the limited, often shallow definitions of success, meaning, and belonging. None of them were ever built to encompass the magnificent, multi-dimensional essence of what you truly are. And so you spent years attempting the impossible, trying to pour an entire ocean of your being into a delicate, fragile cup. You felt the deep shame of perpetual overflow, the sting of being too much, of not fitting. You felt like something was fundamentally wrong with you because you kept spilling over the edges. Because you couldn't settle for the shallow waters when the deep ocean called to you. Because the things that satisfied the souls of others left you hollow in ways you couldn't articulate, without sounding like you were asking for the moon and stars, demanding the impossible. You were not asking for too much. You were simply carrying a divine inheritance, a cosmic blueprint that inherently requires a much larger, more expansive vessel. And a significant part of what this charged moment signifies, a profound confirmation that the Source is imprinting upon your reality right now, is the deep, resonant recognition that the vessel has finally, gloriously been built. Not by anyone else, not by an external decree, but by you. Through every solitary year of searching for a truth that felt resonant, through every night spent in quiet contemplation with questions that echoed in the void, while no one around you seemed to hear them. Through every courageous choice to prioritize honesty over fleeting comfort, authentic presence over hollow performance, and profound depth over the shallow, deceptive ease of simply going along with the crowd. You built this magnificent vessel, and the Source, in all its infinite wisdom and love, sees it. It acknowledges your sacred work, that persistent ache you've been feeling, the one that lies beneath the ordinary, bone-deep tiredness, the one that visits you in the hushed stillness of quiet moments, whispering doubts and making you wonder if you somehow missed a crucial turn, a missed opportunity, a forgotten calling. That ache is not a sign of emptiness. It is the profound sensation of overflow. It is the energetic pressure of carrying something immense, a universe of potential within a world that does not yet possess the full, nuanced language to describe, understand, or honor what you are. And the reason it has sometimes felt indistinguishable from grief is because, in a deeply spiritual sense, it is. There is a profound grief in being fully awake in a world that is still largely lost in a collective dream. There is a soulful sorrow in seeing with absolute clarity, in a room filled with people who have not yet opened their inner eyes to the realities you perceive. That grief is not a weakness. It is a testament to your expanded awareness. It is real, and it deserves to be honored with tenderness and compassion. And it is also, and please hear this gently, with an open heart, the clearest, most undeniable evidence that your inherent codes are not dormant at all. They have been actively engaged, pulsing with energy this entire time. The sacred waters within you have been in constant motion, purifying, clearing, and preparing you for this very moment of profound recognition. This is not the humble beginning of your awakening. You are so much further along on this luminous path than you might possibly realize. What is truly beginning now is your conscious, deliberate recognition of just how far you have already traveled, how much you have already overcome, and how much you have already overcome, and how much you have already integrated. Lately, things may have felt unclear, like trying to navigate through the dense, shifting murkiness of deep water. That palpable fog that clouds your vision is not a sign that something is inherently wrong with you. It is the natural, albeit disorienting, phenomenon that occurs when old, outdated structures begin to dissolve and disintegrate, making space for the new ones to fully materialize and take form. The water becomes murky in this profound transitional phase, not because the water itself is tainted or dirty, but because the old energies, the limiting beliefs, the worn-out patterns that are leaving your energetic field have to pass through your awareness before they can be fully released and transmuted. You are not experiencing confusion because you are broken. You are in the midst of a particular potent kind of energetic turbulence that only arises right before a magnificent breakthrough of clarity is about to shatter through the surface. And it takes a truly immeasurable amount of courage to remain present within that turbulence, to allow it to move through you without desperately trying to force a premature resolution or grasp onto the dissolving past. You have been staying, you have been bravely navigating this phase, and that act of unwavering presence matters more than you can possibly comprehend. It is the bedrock of your spiritual fortitude. There is something deeply encoded within your very essence that resides far beneath the surface of anything you were ever taught in this lifetime. The ancient resonant Sirian wisdom that moves through the element of water, through the rhythmic ebb and flow of the tides, through the profound ancient memory held within every single ocean on this precious planet, speaks of sacred blueprints carried at the deepest soul level. These are not mere patterns, they are intricate tapestries of purpose, written in pure frequency and vibration, not in the limited language of human speech. They are divine instructions that your physical body has always known, even when your conscious mind was unable to access or comprehend them. That persistent, undeniable pull you've always felt towards something intangible, something you could never quite name or define. That is not a longing for something external to you. That is your own magnificent soul blueprint, your divine essence, calling itself home. You are not so much searching for your purpose as you are in the sacred unfolding process of remembering it. And the remembering, dear one, has already profoundly begun. The pervasive stillness that has settled over certain aspects of your life recently, those quiet pockets where it feels as though nothing is visibly moving, where you experience a profound sense of suspension between what was and what is divinely meant to come. That stillness is not a sign of stalling or stagnation. It is the essential act of anchoring. A river that has traveled a long and arduous distance sometimes enters a wide, serene pool of calm before it discovers the next passage forward, the next current to follow. Something deep within you is stabilizing, integrating the vast energetic shifts that have already occurred, creating a solid, unshakable foundation, so that whatever comes next has a firm and sacred ground upon which to land and manifest. The vital work happening within this profound stillness is not always visible, not always apparent to the outside world, but it is profoundly real, and it is unequivocally sacred. Be gentle with yourself in this phase, not because you are fragile, for you are forged of stardust and resilience, but because what is exquisitely forming and consolidating within you is immensely precious and absolutely worth protecting. You may not yet see the full tangible evidence of your profound inner shift reflected in your external reality, but everything around you is already responding to it, reorganizing itself in alignment with your new energetic signature. The people who have gracefully drifted from your life in recent months, the conversations that no longer spark with authentic connection, the physical spaces that have suddenly begun to feel confining and too small. These are not mere losses to be mourned in the way conventional loss is typically experienced. These are the natural, organic reshaping of a sacred shoreline. When a powerful current changes its direction, the very shape of the land surrounding it inevitably transforms. You do not need to explain the intricate workings of this metamorphosis. You do not need to justify the changes unfolding within you, or defend the luminous person you are becoming to those who only knew the previous version of your being. The energetic transmission is already going out, a beacon of your evolving truth. Those who carry a resonant frequency with your new vibration will naturally find their way to you, drawn by an invisible, undeniable force. That process is already in beautiful divine motion. And then there is the profound truth about what you have been carrying that was never ever yours to bear. This may be the most liberating and transformative piece of wisdom you receive today. The deeply ingrained beliefs that whispered insidious lies, that you were too much or conversely not enough or fundamentally too difficult to love. The overwhelming emotional weight you have absorbed from countless rooms, from intimate relationships, from inherited family patterns that had absolutely nothing to do with the core truth of who you actually are, but everything to do with how acutely sensitive and empathic you were to the pain and suffering of others. The meticulously crafted version of yourself that you performed for so long, out of a perceived need for safety and acceptance, that it eventually began to feel like the only version of yourself that was safe to embody. You have been carrying all of this like heavy, jagged stones caught in a relentless current, and yet, the magnificent river of your soul has kept moving forward anyway, albeit slower, heavier, and exhausted in ways that even the deepest sleep could never fully remedy. You are now being given, with infinite grace, the profound permission to set it all down. All of it. The majestic river does not carry every stone it encounters on its journey. It allows them to settle, to sink to the quiet depths of the riverbed, and it continues its ceaseless flow. And you, dear one, can do the very same. Not through some dramatic, forceful act of release, but through the quiet, persistent, ongoing choice to stop reaching back and picking up those stones. To cease rehearsing the old, disempowering stories that no longer serve you. To allow the pure, vibrant water of who you truly are to move freely and unhindered once again, liberated from the suffocating weight of what was never yours to carry. You are not late. You are not behind schedule. There is no conceivable version of this sacred journey in which the timing was ever wrong. The delays that felt like crushing failures, the years of circling seemingly the same profound lessons, the long, arduous stretches of not knowing which way to turn. None of it was ever wasted. Every single moment has been the divine water working its gentle, persistent magic on you, softening what needed to yield, carving away with exquisite precision what no longer belonged to your truth, revealing ever so slowly and beautifully the luminous shape of what was always undeniably there beneath the surface. The tide does not rush. It moves with a patient, powerful rhythm, but it always arrives, and it has arrived for you. Your mission here was never about accomplishing something extraordinary by the often superficial standards of this world. It was never about being the loudest voice in the room, or the most visible presence, or meticulously checking off every box on some arbitrary list of perceived spiritual accomplishments. Your mission has always, fundamentally, been about the exquisite quality of your presence, about being fully, authentically, radiantly yourself in a way that quietly, subtly, yet powerfully shifts the entire energetic frequency of every room you enter, every profound conversation you engage in, every single person who happens to sit near you on a train, perhaps for only a fleeting moment, and walks away not fully understanding why they feel a gentle, inexplicable sense of slightly more peace than they did before. The ancient ones who so masterfully aligned the magnificent temples by the Nile understood something profound about this truth, that the most powerful, transformative shifts do not announce themselves with fanfare. They simply are, and the unique divine frequency that you carry, when you allow it to move freely and authentically, when you cease dimming your brilliant light to make others feel more comfortable, does precisely that. It simply is, and in its being, it profoundly changes everything. Here is what the Source, in its infinite wisdom and unconditional love, truly wants you to hear, not as a rigid instruction or a set of demands, but as a pure, unadulterated recognition of your inherent divinity, not as something you need to earn or prove or qualify for, but as something that is simply, undeniably, fundamentally true. You made it, through all of it, through the bewildering years when you didn't understand the magnificent, cosmic significance of what you were carrying, through the moments when the sheer weight of your own soul's depth nearly convinced you that you were irreparably broken, through the profound isolation, the relentless searching, the disheartening false starts, the heartbreaks that ultimately revealed themselves to be sacred redirections, the slow, often invisible, and deeply personal process of becoming the magnificent soul capable of finally receiving the boundless gifts that are being lovingly offered to you right now. You made it to this precise, sacred moment. And this moment is not an ending. It is a luminous threshold, a gateway to everything you have been preparing for. You are not here to try and fit into this world as it currently exists. You are here to gently, powerfully, and most importantly, simply by being your fully realized self, remind this world of something it has been slowly, tragically forgetting for a very, very long time. You are a frequency carrier, a living code activator, a vibrant, dynamic current of something ancient and profound that the sacred waters of Sirius have been holding and safeguarding for far longer than this world has possessed. The language to describe its essence, and the simple, extraordinary fact that you are still here, that you remained, you endured, you stayed through all of it, that something deep within you kept moving, kept seeking, kept striving, even when you had no conscious understanding of why. That is not small. That is everything. That is the universe breathing through you. You are ready. Not because every challenge around you has been magically resolved. Not because the path stretching out before you is suddenly clear, or easy, or free from every single thing that still requires your conscious attention and energetic work, but because the luminous soul sitting within this moment, the one who has been so patiently listening, the one who felt a profound, undeniable stirring deep within their chest when this message began to unfold, that soul has already accomplished the most essential, foundational work. They chose with unwavering courage to stay awake. They chose with persistent heart to keep asking the deep questions. They chose with profound faith, even through the hardest, most desolate seasons, to believe that there was something undeniably real and magnificent pulsing beneath all of the distracting noise. And there was. There is. It is the divine essence of you. Tonight, if it resonates deeply within your soul and feels aligned with your spirit, find a moment of sacred stillness. Place your hand gently over your heart. Feel the living warmth radiating beneath your palm, and say these words quietly, not as a hopeful wish, but as a profound and absolute remembering. I know who I am. I trust the sacred waters that have carried me here. I am ready for what comes next, with an open heart and a knowing spirit. Leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes what moved through you during this message. Then find someone else's word and offer them something simple: acknowledgement, warmth, recognition, because this is not just a comment section. This is a place where starseeds find each other. And that recognition, that quiet moment of "I see you," carries a frequency all its own. If this message touched something real in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep receiving these transmissions, stay close. The waters of Sirius always find their way back to each other. You are not just watching, you are actively remembering your divine truth. And I am deeply, genuinely grateful that you were here, present and awake for this moment.